What's going on, everybody? Jolt here, back at you with a Modern Warfare 2 commentary. I'm just kidding. I don't do this commentary type stuff. It's not my thing. I just like to cut clips and call it a day. But I've been asked hundreds of times in my Twitch chat lately over the, since Modern Warfare 2 launched, what I think about the game, how I'm feeling it so far, what I like about it, what I don't like about it, stuff like that. So figured I'd just spend most of my first video with Modern Warfare 2 just going over those things. Game's been out for 2 days now. Handler and I just hit level 55 last night, so we've been playing a shit ton. We've been playing a lot, and I feel like we've got a pretty good feel for it, at least all the stuff that's in the game so far. So a few things that stand out right away, right?
Yep.
So the game's launched. There's no barracks, which means there's no combat record or stats or anything you can look at. There's no leaderboards, which is just kind of weird. That doesn't affect the gameplay. Obviously, it's not detrimental to the success of the game. Doesn't make me, like, feel like I'm missing out too much. But it just seems like something that you could easily add for the launch of the game, and I don't know why it's not there. I don't know if it's coming in Season 1, or if it's coming at a later date, or if they're just not going to show us our stats because they want everybody to feel like they're doing okay and they're playing the game the best they can. I don't know. I want to see my stats. I want to know how well I'm doing. I want to know how well I'm doing in comparison to other people. I want to see some leaderboards. What the fuck? There's also no hardcore mode, which is kind of weird. There's a whole community of Call of Duty players that play hardcore mode strictly, and they love hardcore mode. I don't play hardcore, but if I was a hardcore player and this game launched and there was no hardcore mode, I'd probably just refund it. Like, they said it's coming soon. They're changing the name from hardcore to tier 1. But I don't know, it's just like the devs kind of said fuck you to that community for a little bit. I don't know why there's no hardcore mode. It's kind of weird. But as far as the gameplay mechanics, playing this game, I feel like I constantly have concrete blocks tied to my character's feet. The base speeds on everything in this game seem very slow. The sprint to fire time, I think, is the most noticeable one. The sprint to fire speed on everything feels very slow. If you are sprinting and you run into a player and they are not sprinting, you're probably gonna die. You can't jump once you see them like you could in other Call of Duties to try to throw them off a little bit, because if you jump, your ADS actually takes almost twice as long to occur, which is really weird. If you stand still in the game in ADS and then jump and try to ADS, it's almost twice as long the ADS. So you can't really jump peek things either. With the exception of like a couple SMGs built with like some nice speed to it, like it still feels pretty good to jump peek and stuff like that, but if you have an AR or anything else, it's pretty much chalked and you're gonna get smoked. One thing that they did add that I do like, I feel like I'm complaining a lot, so I'm gonna try to throw a positive in there real quick. They added a red diamond that appears above enemy player models, which makes it a lot easier to pick out what you're shooting at. Because the visual clutter in this game is a bit intense compared to previous Call of Duty titles. The smoke is really heavy from grenades, cruise missiles, stuff like that. It is kind of hard to see people at times, like very hard to see people at times. It definitely was a problem in the beta. People would just be laying on the ground and you wouldn't even notice that I was an actual player and not a dead body. So I'm glad they added the red diamond. Now, another thing that has been weirding me out, normally in every Call of Duty I've played previously, you're always maxing out your attachments all the time. You always want the maximum number of attachments because you want your gun to be better than the gun with no attachments or less attachments. It just makes sense. You're adding more stats to the way you want the gun to be built. In this game, once I hit 2 or 3 attachments on a weapon, I kind of don't want to add any more attachments. A lot of the attachments, especially the muzzles, and a lot of the stocks too, seem to have a lot of drawbacks, and they take away a lot from, whether it be if you want a movement stock on the gun, then your recoil is going to be dog shit. The stability is going to be terrible. If you want more damage range or more recoil control, then your gun's going to be super slow. And I feel like most of the time I'm comfortable with my guns with 2 or 3 attachments, and that's about it. So that's been kind of weird to play around with. I think the bottom line for me on this game and how it feels so far is that when I play other FPS games, when I play Counter-Strike, when I play Apex Legends, when I play Valorant, when I play Rainbow Six Siege, there are so many mechanics in the game to learn. There are so many mechanics in the game to get better at and practice. Like if I want to hop on the game, I'm going to say, I'm going to get better at this today. I'm going to practice this today. when I hop on Modern Warfare 2, there's nothing to fucking practice. What am I gonna get better at? ADSing harder? Like, I don't understand. Should I just glue down my right click? Like, I just don't understand exactly what I should be working on here. There are no mechanics to improve at in the game. You're either hopping on, ADSing and winning your gunfights because you're ready first, or you're moving around the map trying to look for action and dying to a guy who's ADSing and ready for you just because he's patient. I don't understand. And that's been bothering me a lot lately because I want to play a game where I hop on, I have things I can work on improving at, and so far in this game it feels like the only thing I can improve at is being more patient. And I don't think that's good. I think that means that this game has an extremely low skill ceiling, and I think that it's the exact opposite of the direction that video games like Call of Duty should be heading. I also understand, you know, on that note, I understand that I am not a speaker for the majority of players. I know the majority of Call of Duty players are very casual players. Call of Duty is a casual game by history. It's not a competitive game by any means. Yes, there's the CDL and stuff, but if we're being real here, there's a reason that the CDL players have always been playing a completely different game than the casual players in terms of banning over half of the guns in the game, half of the perks, half the equipment, utility, etc. Game's just not competitive. It's not made to be competitive. This one was definitely made to appeal to a more casual audience. I think that is very obvious. Unfortunately, that doesn't appease me very much. It's not my thing. I'm sure there's a lot of people that are really going to like this game. I'm sure it's going to do great. But man, I really wish I could see a lot of changes. We'll see where they take it. Since the beta, they seem to be pushing the direction of less movement, more ADS. But we'll see where it goes from here after they hear more feedback and stuff like that. Who knows? Who knows what changes they'll bring to the future. But all in all, I think to sum it up, I am very unhappy with the launch of the game. I'm going to keep playing it and trying to get some YouTube videos out for you guys, and obviously we're going to stream it a lot. Twitch.tv/Jolt if you want to hop over there and watch some of the streams. We'll see how it goes. And of course we'll mess around with Warzone 2 and DMZ when those come out too, but just wanted to give you guys a quick rundown of my thoughts so far. Hope you guys enjoyed listening to me ramble and complain for a little while. And yeah, catch you later.